Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here today with Holly Downey from Catalyst Workplace Activation. What's up, Holly? How you doing?
I am fantastic, Ben. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's great
I'm
having you on the
happy.
show. We're hanging out. We're hanging out. This is a lot of fun here. And where in the world are you, Holly?
I'm in Brennan, Washington, Washington State, which is over in the Olympic Mountains.
The Olympic Mountains. Tell me, like, I'm not big on my Washington State, but I think it looks
So
like
I'm
this.
about
I think Washington State looks like this. Where in Washington State is you?
so I'm 2 hours towards probably west of Seattle.
Are you this way?
That way.
More this
No,
way?
no, the other way.
The
The
other
other
way?
way.
This way?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So you're like in
Kind
this
of
general
closest to the
area?
water. Yep.
Okay. This has been our geography
Dude,
lesson for the day on Love and Reload. Go pass
with
your
ish.
standardized test. Hit that like button. Let us know who you are, where you are, yourself. And I hear that it rains a lot in Washington State. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fair. However, when it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And I have a lot of friends that come out of town and or into town and they say, "Why is it always sunny here? You guys are all lying to me." They just got a good day.
Well, I heard actually that Seattle and New York City have like the same amount of rainfall, and New York doesn't
Mm.
get a knock for being like rainy. It's just, I mean, it is rainy, but it doesn't get knocked for it. So, is
Well,
it
when it
is it
rains, it really
yeah,
rains.
yeah, yeah. But you guys have like
Yeah.
that lush forest too. Like I'm always when I go to like the Pacific Northwest, I'm always just impressed by just the sheer like lushness of the trees, and it's just
That's beautiful.
it's peaceful almost.
That's why I live out in the Olympic Mountains. I can go and hike and just enjoy the trees and the water and the best of both worlds.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? We're gonna get to the Relo stuff probably. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But I want to learn about you, Holly. Like, what's it like living up in the mountains? Like, I feel like that would freak me out a little bit.
Well, I had lived in Seattle for 40 years and I had an empty nest. And I thought, well, what's a great time? I'm just going to kind of come out into the mountains and heal. And it was my vacation property. And so I put my stuff in storage. And here I am. I'm here in the mountains just enjoying life and being able to hop in my car. Work takes a little bit to get to, it's about 2.5 hours, but
Yeah. How
I
long?
don't go
How
every
long you
day.
been?
I'm hybrid.
Yeah. How long you been up there in that area?
2003? No,
Oh wow.
2023. Sorry. I
And
sounded
okay,
like a
yeah, in the
long time.
mountains, right? And okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Very cool. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know who you are, where you are. We got people checking in from Houston, H Town checking in. My dad is checking in over here. Dan Cross. My dad, I called. Can I tell you something real quick? I called my dad. I said, "Hey man, how's it going? What you up to?" He's like, "I'm in the delivery room." I'm like, "What are you talking about, the delivery room?" He's like, "Yeah, it's the operating room slash delivery room. Your sister is about to give birth." I'm like, "Dude, were you gonna send a text message or something? Were you gonna let me know? Like, you can't just like, hey, dude, like I'm
Today?
getting a hot dog. Yeah, like right now, they're probably there right now watching the show. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, can you hook a brother up? Like literally, like my sister's giving.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, what's up, Dad? What's up, Chloe? My sister's having her first baby right now. It's a
Oh,
girl,
man.
so we're just praying for her. Yeah, Jillian saying, "Hey, Holly, love your glasses."
Thank you.
Nice.
It's so I can see you better.
Yeah, can you see Jillian? Are they that good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're
Daisy.
they're pretty thick and they're reading glasses. As you get older, that's what you need. The wheels fall off.
I'm gonna need those soon because I'm over here like, what did Daisy say? Hello from Cuomo HQ. Okay, there she is. Yeah, get in the comments, y'all. I want to know though, Holly. I'm kind of interested. I did a little research on you.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. The internet's a crazy place. I did a little research, and apparently, you have like some content that you make.
I do.
Tell
I
me
have
about it.
a so it originated with just posting things on my Facebook, and I decided to create a podcast. But then I thought, it's not really fully podcast content yet, so I made
Tell me about it.
uh, two and a half. I know it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less of just mini resets of things that we should be talking about, and it's a very vulnerable pieces. It talks about surrender, it talks about grief, it talks about my journey. Married, divorced twice, married twice. Obviously, I had two kids. Both really great men, but I had to step back into myself and take a little bit of a healing journey. So that's really what it is. It's not about you have to do this and your life is going to be perfect. It's maybe consider it, right? Like,
Okay.
an opportunity.
Yeah, I'm
So,
so interested when people take like a step back or they take a kind of a pause or whatever. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know if you taken a pause or a step back or felt like you needed a moment for yourself, and what was that reset like for you? We got people checking in. Janet Turner, hey from Central Florida. Yay, Chloe. Thank you, Janet. Appreciate you. Janet's met my sister. Bill Brill checking in from Katy, Texas.
oh
H-Town in the
wow.
house. What's up, Bill? Yeah, let me know if you guys have taken a step back or kind of a reset moment and what that was like and how you knew that you needed that and what did you do or what did you find when you did that. I'm really curious. Taylor Heidemann, Move for Hunger, tuning in from Jersey. What's up, Taylor? It's good to see you. Let me know how you feel about the set we got going on, too. We were working on our lighting and stuff over here. Shout out to Daisy and Jillian for helping me out. I appreciate that. Daisy, congrats to your sister, Ben. Yeah, I took a little bit of a reset. I never got divorced, but I took a bit of a reset from a job. I got fired back in like
Oh,
2011, and I was like, it really shook me, shook me up, right? And I took like a summer where I just like did pottery and like I just like
oh, that's awesome.
you know what I'm saying? Like kind of got real creative and like perfected the margarita, worked on
Did
my
some earth
backstroke.
walking.
Yeah, just there you go. Touch grass, I don't know, whatever.
Hmm.
But it was weird because my wife would come home from work every day, like, you're still here. What are you doing? What did you accomplish today? I'm like, well, I made 3 margaritas and did some pottery, and that didn't seem to be the answer she was looking for. But what do people need to do when they take this kind of a reset? Like, what's the process like for people?
Well, first of all, you have to own it. Realize that, hey, something's not right, right? Like something, I know that whatever happened to me happened for a reason.
Right.
And to give a good example, I was running a company and I was just looking around saying, you know what? There's something more that I'm missing. And when I go out and networking, when I spend time with the people I love in connection and things like that, I love that part of it. Managing people was great and, things like that, but I had gotten to the point where I wanted to get back to what my roots were. And on top of that, I was dealing with the who am I kind of
Yeah.
thing. Where do I want to be? Who
That
do I want to
who am I
be?
question is a big question though too. And like
Mm-hmm.
how do you answer it? And are we just what we do at work and like, oh, I'm a,
Mm-hmm.
salesperson or a this or that, or like how do you answer that who am I question? That's a tricky question.
It is a very tricky question and it's different for everybody. But when you get to the point of what brings me joy, what brings me back to who I am, and you start telling the hater in your mind to stop it,
Hmm.
that's like the biggest part.
Wow.
And when you find true alignment, and Ben, you are a perfect example of this. You went through what you went through in 2011
Hmm.
to find the CEO of Glomo, and now you're winning awards. The one behind you, I
Yeah, I
see
got
you
my Emmas
wearing.
over here. I got my Emma. Hello,
Yeah,
little Emma.
yeah. You glow in the areas that you were. You wouldn't have probably continued to glow or found that in you had you not had a catastrophe or something to just drop your ego. And that's the other thing. When you make a change, your ego stays at the door and you have to continuously tell it not to come in until you fully feel humbled or created it. Nobody has the answer. What's my purpose? What's all of these things? But your purpose is to come back to you.
Yeah, so like for me, like if
Mm-hmm.
I were to really answer that question like on a deep level, things that bring me joy. I mean, I love what I do and I love the connections and making the connections and making the deals happen and putting people together with careers and connecting companies and all that stuff. But like the thing that makes me probably happiest that I do, I'd say is like I really enjoy painting. I really enjoy creating art. And
Yep.
like, but then the scary part of that is like, and this is the hater, I guess you would say, right? In your words, says like you can't make a career out of that. That's not a real
Mm,
job. That's not like that's not something you can do all the time. Like that's going to impinge on your ability to provide for your family or whatever, right? And
I get it.
I don't know. I mean, how do you get
But
over
you have to
that?
find, well, what you have to do is you put that as your creative outlet for when I'm feeling stuck or I'm feeling like something is messy inside of
Mm-hmm.
me, something just doesn't feel right. That's your go to for creativity. That's your go to find you and who you are again and put you on the creative pathway so you can continue. You are really good at what you do. And every time you tap into it, yeah, I won't make any money on my podcast. I probably won't do
Mm-hmm.
that, but at least I'm tapping into helping others find their
Yeah.
path.
I love that. And you're so right in using podcasts just specifically. People ask me all the time, like, wow, you invest a lot of time and money and effort. You know, how much money do you make off the podcast? I'm like, I make no money. And they're like, what are you talking about? You got to find a way to monetize that, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Like if I was worried about monetizing this podcast, I would have never gotten past episode 5. You know, it's
True.
like you have to do this because you, in your heart, you have something that needs to come out. You have a voice, like you
True.
have a point of view. You have something that you just like can't not express yourself, and you need an outlet for it, and you're just going to do it. And then if somebody comes along and wants to recognize it, or somebody wants to come along and give you some money for it, what I mean, all that's like secondary. Like maybe happen,
Yeah.
maybe won't happen, but it can't be the reason why. And you can't use that as your divining rod. Am I doing something right or not? How come people are watching, aren't watching, clicking, aren't clicking, commenting, aren't commenting? You know, you really have to just kind of just like, hey, do I enjoy this? Am I jazzed about this? Do I feel it in my soul that this is making an impact on at least one person's life? And is that good enough for me? And if the answer is yes, just keep doing it.
And that's
And that's,
exactly what it
yeah.
is. I get people reaching out to me. They may not, because it's vulnerable to talk about
Mm-hmm.
yourself or to do things. When people reach out to you, they reach out to you on purpose. They reach out to you to say thank you. I wasn't strong enough to say certain things, so but you brought it out. And
Yeah.
when I say tapping into your creativity, tapping in what you love to do, you have to make sure your career is connected to what you love to do. And if I'm helping people or creating nice things, that's one thing I love about Catalyst is that I work around people that create beautiful things and beautiful atmospheres and I respect that. And I get to watch that. I get to
Yeah.
see it come from seed to fruition, and I get to do the stuff that I love to do. And you get to do the same thing. You connect people with good people to continue their
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to talk a little bit about Catalyst too. Melody's checking in here. Love it. Who am I? Reason for everything, even though at the time don't think so. Something better, right? Yeah, always something better is around the corner. Yeah.
This
Yeah. Things
connects with a
happen
lot
for
of
you, not to
people
you.
because we're all, and especially as I get older, I saw something online that said, your age, put your age, like I'm 56, so it's 5.6. I'm version 5.6 of myself.
Ooh, I
you
like
know?
that. That is such a
Yeah.
big reframe right there. I am version 4.3. It's like Windows. I'm like Windows 4.3 over here. You know, better than the last, not as good as the next, right?
My iPhone updates catching up.
Yeah, Janet Turner said also adjusting to aging has been a journey. Yeah, Janet, I appreciate you sharing that. I'm digging the new headshot too, by the way, Janet. Janet says,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like I've
pretty.
been resetting myself for at least 40 years. I just finished a 6-week fitness challenge. It brought a
Nice.
very different daily routine and living to my life. Making new habits, always learning. I've also started weaving and bought my first loom. Janet, you still better be making those pizzas out there in Sorrento, okay? I know you're doing fitness now, but you need to like still be cranking those pies out with you and Martin, okay? Shout out to my buddy Martin out there, Janet's husband. Also started weaving, bought the loom. Janet, I need pics. Janet, what's on the loom, dude?
That's cool. I think as
Yeah.
we evolve and we get older, we connect to something that's their creative outlet, right? Just in order to be who you are, it's a semblance of nobody can take that away from you. And that's kind of the way we feel about our careers too. It has to feel, when we were younger, everything needed to feel like I need to be connected. I need to be connected. I need to be connected, but I also need to be fulfilled. And I need to feel like I'm making a difference, right? So that's kind of how my life has evolved. And that's what I'm connected with.
Yeah, put in the comments what your creative outlet is. I think this is really fun. I love getting to know people on a different wavelength here on the show. So put that in there. I've noticed though, you also do life hacks.
I do.
What is this
I do
about? Tell
do.
me about life hacks.
Yeah.
I need some hacks.
Well, I had a terrible bout of anxiety after some things, right? And if any time that I tried to think of a weird habit or like, I smoked for a little bit, right? After I got divorced, who wouldn't smoke, right?
Yeah. I'm going to get divorced because I smoke. So, I mean, there it goes, It's like,
Right. And so it was one of these things that how do I deter myself from thoughts, or how do I deter myself from negative thinking, or hey, I'm not fitting in, or I'm not doing something right, or hey, my life should be further along. I'm 5.6, right? My version
5.6.
5.6 should be
Right.
further along. I already should figure this out, right? I should have this and all these I should have, I shoulds, instead of I changed it to I get to do certain things, or I get to have, and so you had to have more faith. So life hacks, I've got plenty of them. But if you ever
Can you share? Can you
experiencing,
share? Yeah, share something with us,
yeah. So I'm going to share with you.
please.
So if you're feeling out of alignment or you're having a lot of anxieties, I got two hacks. The
Okay.
first one, it, it looks less ridiculous, right? Put your
Okay.
hand on your heart and hand on your belly, and takes.
I need a
just
bigger
hold
hand.
it there. For,
Okay.
yeah,
Like
whatever
holding
works for
myself,
you.
like cuddling. I'm like small
Yeah,
spooning
see,
myself.
that's kind of what it is you're kind of hugging yourself.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
I feel like there should be
right?
somebody behind me right now. Okay. All right.
Hold me, right? You can either scream on the top of your lungs, which we won't do it here because everybody
Okay.
would just scream,
Yeah.
or you just take 3 deep breaths and just whatever you want to look at, whatever you want to do, and just take pause and just 3 deep breaths. So and then again. And one last time, and you can count it in and count it out as long as you want. So that's the first hack.
Wow. I
If
gotta
you
try the
wanna know
scream
some-
one too later. I'm gonna try the scream one too.
Oh
later.
yeah, no.
Jill, are
A
you
lot of
watching
movers-
this? Jill loves, loves the anxiety.
a lot of
hacks.
movers are great. So what I would say with movers, we have warehouses, right? Go into the warehouse, take your powwow in your group. If nobody's getting along or everybody's kind of getting a little bit messy,
Which is how
and
movers
kinda
are.
grumpy,
Yeah. Yep.
get out in the warehouse and just make everybody's primal scream. If people are sensitive, put some head, earbuds in their ear, whatever. But scream it out, and I tell them to pick a word or just primal it out, and it works. So that's what I
So
made.
go in the
girls at
warehouse
Golden
and
do.
scream. Now, are you all in like a circle, like screaming together or screaming at one another? Like, how does that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first.
Do people
well, you
start
do it
focusing
probably-
on one person, like, or is it like, does it get confrontational like that?
It can get out there, but I think it's more once you get rid of the first scream. The first scream is not usually like real loud. It's kind of like ah,
Yeah,
and then the
it's like a
second
fake.
scream, it kind of goes okay. Other people are doing it, and then the third scream, everybody is just like let it out, like from the belly out. The brain
Yeah.
is almost like exploding. So.
I love that.
So the other one for anxiety is for you driving home or feeling like, hey, I got pressure or I'm feeling a little bit out of it is a couple of things. So you sit in your car and
Okay.
it's going to look kind of dumb,
All
but
right. Dumber than
you
me
hold-
holding my heart and my tummy.
yeah, no, it's
Okay.
going to look like you're picking your nose. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's pick it.
So you breathe in, and then you hold it, and then you blow it out the other end. So it is going to make it look like people are going to drive by. If you think people are really picking their nose, they could be, but that's
I
really
forgot
what
which
they're
side I
doing.
inhaled on, so I have to like.
It doesn't matter, but you keep doing it until you feel calm again. It's a rhythm. So you breathe in one, blow out the other, breathe in that one, blow out the other. After the third time, you're going to find that your body and your mind is really, really calm. And this really helps bring you back.
I can hear
ground.
Daisy laughing at me in the other room. I can
Well,
hear her
because our
laughing.
nose is so stuffed up these days.
Oh, 100%,
It's
yeah.
it's allergy season. However, when you're in your car or you're at a yoga practice or you
I
just
love
need
that,
to slow
actually.
down, that's where that is. And it brings you back into alignment into who you are and what you need. So
I feel that. Like I feel
calm.
calmer now because these pods are kind of stressful, right? Because like, okay, what am I gonna talk about? Where are we gonna go? Am I ready? Blah blah blah. Does this mic sound good? And like now I just just work on these like breathing exercises. Get in the comments, y'all. A, did I look crazy? But B, did you try it at home and did you feel something? Put in the comments. Let me know if you tried it and you felt something. Bill Brill says, I've been undergoing a significant personal and professional reset for the past 18 months. Creative outlets are playing guitar, music creation, and running a custom kick drum manufacturing.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
That's cool.
That's fun. I mean, I heard drumming is really good for anxiety and getting out your pressures as well. And who doesn't like a drummer?
Yeah. Yeah, Bill. Go for it. Taylor says, I love to garden. Nothing like getting out to the garden after a day on the computer. It's a lot of trial and error, but nothing like harvesting your own dinner. Mm-hmm. Nice.
I think what happens
yeah.
in life that we get so caught up in the things that we should or have to do, or we think life requires of us, instead of getting back. And that's why the creativity, I get to do what I want to do for that period of time.
This is so cool because we worked together, like, I don't know, a couple years ago or something on a project, like briefly, right? And I got to talk to you a couple times, and like, you know, you do the Zoom calls or whatever it was, you know, phone calls, whatever. And, you know, you meet people on like a level, right? And we all kind of keep it on a level, right? We keep it on the, hey, how's the weather? You know, what's going on? How's biz? Whatever, right? We don't get to like the breathe in one side, breathe out the other, you know. We don't get into like the funny, the interesting stuff, you know. And it's
The real stuff.
Yeah, the real stuff. Like, and that's why I love doing this show, is because it's not just like a webinar about office moving and cubicle sizes. It's like, let's talk about the stuff we as people like really latch onto. And then the people that show up are like the funnest people. Like Janet, I love and rely on breathing exercises. And this is kind of like Janet, it feels like we're getting back to season 1 over here a little bit, when Janet was the producer and we would do like this kind of stuff. So I dig it.
Well, I think it's really important too. It brings community. And if we talk about, you know, the household good industry and things like that, one of the things that I've seen how it has evolved, and you've been a big part of that, is expanding the community. The IM, DAB, you know, all of the organizations that are out there, and community is what brings us through. That's why those networking events are so fun. It's because you get to see all your favorite people in one area, and it almost fills your cup up again. It reminds you of, oh yeah, I do this because of that, right?
I do this for the people, and the moving boxes is just part of it, the vehicle. Totally. And that's why, like, IAM is a great example, right? You go to the IAM conference, there's 1,800 people, and like, not many people go to the sessions. Okay, it's been an ongoing joke, and you know, we're going to try to improve on maybe some better sessions, whatever. But generally speaking, everybody hangs out where? At the bar or at the expo hall, right? They're either at the expo hall, hanging in booths, or at the bar, or maybe they got a suite and they're just doing like 50, 30-minute, things, and that's just a miserable way to live. But nonetheless, everyone's socializing at the bar, hanging out together, and I think that shows you how we value information versus relationships in this business. Like, how much webinars about moving boxes can we go through compared to how long can I hang out with somebody and chat about life and things,
It really, it boils down to partnerships, and how can we create partnerships differently, especially as the industry, whether it be relocation, logistics in general. We need to evaluate how we're doing our partnerships. You have OMA that's out there. I'm not a part of that yet, but that
Shout out
group.
to Brad Willie, our friend.
Yeah, right. And that group is smart. They're putting people together like-minded, and they're growing in an industry and sharing lead sources or ideas to kind of to go out there. So how are we moving freight? We have a huge outcome for there's other warehouses that Catalyst has its own standalone warehouse outside of the furniture portion of it, but at the same time I have other P&W warehouses that are like, hey, you have delivery trucks. And I said, yes, we do. We might compete on the warehouse side, but we can get you to your freight. So thinking differently, especially in the P&W, as freight is a little bit more limited or a little bit more troubling and more expensive to do business. So I like partnerships. That's the part that I love about being in business development, is that I get to work with these people and get to explore new friendships and new partnerships.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Catalyst too. We've waited
yeah.
a while here. We're going to get into it a little bit. Mel says, love this Holly therapy session. Hand on heart and tummy. Actually feel calmer, and now just was screaming, "Go Spurs!" Very loud. Feeling good. Don't scare the kids, Mel. Give us more, please, and thanks. Mel's great. So yeah, as soon as you put your hand here, you're like, I'm holding myself. This is interesting.
Well, here's the other one that's even more ridiculous.
Okay.
You hug
we're doing
yourself.
the full blown. Let's see.
Yeah, you don't have to
Get
breathe.
caught
You
up
just
in my
hug
wires
yourself
here.
and hug yourself tight. And I'm telling you, it stretches out your shoulders, but you do feel help.
Oh yeah. Who's this burly guy giving me a hug over here?
Oh, this girl gives me a really good hug.
Yeah. Oh, I love meeting her. That's great. Thanks for going down. Thanks for being a little weird with me, Holly. I appreciate you. This
I
is
am
great.
a little weird.
And we got to own it that we all are. It's some of us pretend like we're not. That's the only difference.
No.
I love it.
I've always been lighthearted and fun going. I've never been those but I can be intense. But then when I do that, then I do the whole.
The breathing. Yeah.
That
If someone goes in your
terrible,
office and they
but,
see you breathing like this, so you better watch out.
They're going to be like, what is she doing in there?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
breathing.
Like the 80s. All right. This is great. All right, let's talk a little bit about Catalyst workplace activation now. I'm really curious. Tell me about this company and what do y'all do?
So at Catalyst, we are known for furniture. We are a Miller Knoll furniture dealership out of the P&W. We've been in business for over 40 years. And what's fun about it is that I'm not anything to do with the furniture side. I'm all about the, logistics and warehousing side of things. I'm the commercial relo side of things and launching that side. They are well known for installation and working with high and companies and campuses and things like that. A lot of the famous ones out of the P&W are really great. So with my efficiencies and with their expertise, we get to build really fun workplaces. We also have a construct team where they go in and build walls. You have server rooms or if you look at our warehouse, we have kitchens and bathrooms we've built and conference rooms and so forth. It's a really cool place. So I encourage you.
So you're putting walls up too? See, because I'm looking at it expanding into a space next door to us, and it needs like a full renovation, and we're going to move some walls around and do some things like that. And I'm looking at getting a contractor, like a construction company out to move those walls around and stuff. And
well, talk to them about Falk built walls, because those are an asset. I don't know. You guys are in the Midwest or East Coast?
We're in Dallas, so North Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we have resources down there as well that can help, and it will help you, and they become assets. So it would be an opportunity.
So you can buy the walls and own the walls?
Mm-hmm. I don't now. That's as far as my knowledge kind of goes, but I have a good team for you to talk to.
Are they more? I'm going to ask you a question, and if you don't know the answer, that's fine. But are they more quiet and sound efficient? Because that's my problem with the drywall, with the drop ceiling.
Yeah, oh yeah. So they can make it acoustical walls and show you the whole 9 yards. But if you go to our website, look under the construct tab, it will tell you a little bit more about what we can do there.
Really
it's kind of fun. Are you looking there right now?
I'm taking a peek. Well, I'm really curious about the best way to do it, because I started looking at glass also, because glass is so sleek and everything. But glass is so
well, we can do both.
Expensive.
I mean, the amount I know, but the things that they can do based on that and what your project is and what your budget is, they can help you identify what's going to make a lot of sense for you.
Interesting. So how does this compare to what you were doing before? Because you were at another company before that was more household goods, and how did you compare this new phase?
Right. So I was with Golden Services for almost 9 years. And when I started at Golden, I was going in to build out their logistics arm in their warehouse. So we had a 68,000 square feet warehouse, and my goal was to try and fit logistics in there. Not so much on the household goods side. About a year later, then I became the CEO. I just identified and I knew that the company needed to have a company culture, a different change.
Right.
And so we opened up that opportunity. And over the years, we sized a little bit and we refined on what we were going to do and what our messaging was. But to the point where, okay, we've won awards. This is really great for us, but it's time for me to move on and tap back into my business development side. I
Is that
grew
where
up
you're-
going,
Is that where you're more happy on the
logistics.
BD side, or?
Yeah, I am. So well, I'll always be a leader. I'll always, be that marching band for company culture and believing in the best in people and helping mentor and doing things like that. Where I excel in my mindset is I love landing deals and connecting people and giving, following that whole messy middle, like we were talking about, like
Yeah.
what it's going to take to get your freight to where it needs to go, or to get your project from being very chaotic to very organized, and what people need to be involved. I love that. I walked into a transportation meeting and fell in love with logistics within moments. And so that's where I ended up, and I just have been pursuing it. I'm happiest when I'm in logistics. I love to see how freight moves and how people move with it.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I think people that don't think about freight and logistics are missing the boat. Because what I loved about my revelation was around 2010 when I thought about freight and I looked around like my office, right? I looked around the office I was in, and I was like, literally, not one thing in here didn't come on a truck. Every single thing here was transported here by at least one truck, probably multiple, right? And nothing here, I mean, even even when you look outside, like a lot of those trees were brought in and planted, as saplings. I mean, the grass was brought in as sod. I mean, the dirt was brought in on a truck. The ground, I mean, literally everything around us, unless we're in the middle of a forest, where maybe you look out your window, it's different. But when I look out my window, it's like
It's a
every
lot
single
of
thing was
forest.
brought here on a truck. And when you think about the enormity, the scale, and therefore the opportunity in that business coming out of a household goods, which is so niche of niche, it's like, wow, it's a big world out there.
Yeah, so when it comes to like moving freight, especially in the PNW, it's a terrible place to ship into or to find freight to go back out. And unfortunately, freight is a lot of it's down in California, and whatever it takes, we've got a wealth of expertise here in the PNW. And so how we're doing freight and talk about the household goods, we had to diversify. They were military movers at Golden, and they needed to diversify into not just residential, but there's a lot of competition there, right? Commercial office moving is another, and that's even changed because there's a lot of warehousing space and what's going on in Seattle with empty offices and so forth. People are looking to downsize. It's good for me short term because I'll be like, hey, how can I help you with this office move? but
Right.
but right now, what's the long-term goal? And I think that is what we're trying to do, is find better partnerships to diversify and to build our business model and to expand what we're doing here in the warehouse, expand what we're doing for services at Catalyst, and expand our relationships in the PNW. But we are connected to other areas, right? So we have other dealers that are Miller Knoll dealership. So again, I'm not just doing furniture, I'm doing freight all kinds. But I am looking to build relationships in the office moving, and there's a lot that goes into it. And, a price does come up where, People oftentimes saying that, well, I need it for this price. Well, price doesn't always translate into successful operational moves. And so there are a lot of things that go behind it. So being a part of that and having a good group of people like project managers or operations designers. We have our own designers. We have our own sales teams for doing furniture and what I do, right? Working together to hopefully walk facility managers or project managers or anybody else having to do something to make it less chaotic for them.
Yeah.
There's so many rules out there too. And so we can help you do that.
Get in the comments, y'all. Let me know what questions you have for Holly. Holly, I got to ask you, since you kind of have your finger on the pulse of workplace, since you're so kind of adjacent to it, I know you kind of focus on the logistics, but you're kind of in it, also. What are you seeing trend-wise right now from like commercial real estate? Like you made a comment about how they're kind of scaling back and everything, but what are you seeing? Because I see it kind of go both ways a little bit too. What are you seeing from a trend standpoint in the office world?
I see hybrid still being a concern. I was talking to some property managers the other day, and there's still a lot of warehouse space, but office space as well. And that the opportunities out there are shifting and they're changing in the sense of, we had a big space, but we don't really need this big space, but we want people to come back to work. We don't necessarily want them to stay away. And I still have this lease that I have to take care of. But if I downsize, I'm not going to sign a 5 to 10 year lease. I'm only going to sign a 3-year lease. So what does that look like long term? Right? I think here, and at least in the PNW, figure out and identify, what does this really look like? I love being in the workplace. This is the first job I've ever had that I've had to adopt a hybrid position. With that, I've got a really nice desk that it moves up and down. It's one of my favorite things. Yep. So I could stand up, I could sit down. I have if I wanted to, I could have monitor arms. There's options for people to have that. So do we convert our focus on making really cool places? The other thing is that the old way, I've been noticing that the open workplace
Concept,
you're right. It gets too loud, especially in logistics. Everybody's talking or whatever. So they have got quieter areas and spaces for that. So I see that that's evolving. Now, again, I'm no expert, but I do see what other people are telling me with the construct walls. The property managers are really liking that, or they're kind of favoring towards that, because it's a really easy conversion. Like if somebody comes in and says, hey, I don't want my conference room there, I want it across the room, we could do that, right? So, yeah. Or I want to move this and make more space, or I want to downsize or decommission, and so I've been watching my teams and the sales folks experience that, right? They're really trying to convert and try to make these places somewhere somebody wants to come back to work to.
Yeah, I love what you're talking about too, because I'm going through this literally right now, right? So we have an office that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offices in it, right? And I'm thinking about a lot about the configuration of it. We're coming off the 3-year lease ending in October, and now it's like they want me to sign a 5-year lease to get some tenant improvement, right, in it, because it needs tenant improvement. But that comes attached to a larger commitment. And I remember when I was signing this 3-year lease, I'm like, my company hasn't been in business 3 years. You want me to sign a 3-year lease? Like, I can't. Scary. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we could be triple the size and too big. We could be out of business. I don't know. Lord forbid. I don't know what could happen. Right? It was a big commitment at the time.
It's a risk.
And now I'm sitting on a 5-year, looking at the prospect of a 5-year lease. And I'm looking back. I'm like, my company's only been in business for 5 years. I mean, how am I supposed to make this commitment? Whatever. But at the same time, the 2.5 years that led up to it went so fast. And I see the opportunities for growth, and we have a vision for the space. but I'm also learning like lessons from having offices. And I'm
Good.
like, okay, maybe we're too closed off, right? You know, maybe the open concept's not it, but maybe we're too closed off where everybody has an office, and when we shut the door, there's no windows in, so it's like we're too closed off, you know. And so I'm looking at that, and it's like, okay, is the right thing to have, desks together, because we have our offices, but then we always end up collaborating around the conference table and
Yeah.
working together anyway. So is it like having like cubicles? Everyone hates the word cubicle, right? But having cubicles out there, and then huddle rooms or rooms that you can collaborate in, that you can kind of go back and retreat into if you need to or need some quiet time. So I think all this is so important to our productivity and to culture. It's just interesting.
Well, and
to
I know
watch it evolve.
Catalyst can help you do that. They can help you with designs and ideas, and some of the things that I have seen, and even including our showroom. If I were to walk our showroom and take video of it, you'd be like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I think that it helps to be paired with somebody that can hear you, Ben, and say, because what you're saying is exactly what other people are saying. I
Right.
need to grow, but I only don't want to really go too crazy. But if I want to buy something, I don't want to buy something that goes obsolete or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a solution for you, and I've got somebody for you to talk to.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I think salespeople get like such a bad rap, but the truth of the matter is, like, they solve problems, right? Your
They
customer
do.
has a problem, they have something, and they're kind of like this uncertainty too of like, do I want to even tell somebody my problem? I'm so kind of embarrassed about where I'm at in the thought process, and I don't even know what I don't know, and I don't know the right questions
That's
to
why.
ask. You know what I'm saying? And then a Holly comes along, and it's like, oh, let me just partner with you and show you things, and let's ideate together. And when customers are willing and trusting, I think this is where trust is so important. To kind of be vulnerable and say, I don't
Yep.
even know the questions to ask, and we almost as customers don't want to enter into a conversation like that because we feel like we're going to get taken advantage of. Right? Like, oh, what's your budget? I don't know. Or we're going to say a number that's too big, and then they're going to just spend all the money, or, whatever.
I
And
never
so,
ask the budget until after I hear what they need or what their pain points are, is what are we trying to grow together. And then I might not be the person to solve their problem, right?
Yeah.
But at least they got it out on paper. At least they
Yeah.
got it out in like what they needed. Like you're like, well, I got this vision and this is what I want. You know what? I've got a vision board that looks astronomically nowhere, like there's no way you're going to reach that. In fact, I got it over here, but I have an amount. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for his first movie, whatever it was, and he pulled it out and he's like, oh my God, this,
This happened.
he wrote himself a,
I remember that. Jim
happens.
Carrey's talking about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He framed it or something too, or I forget
Yeah,
what
he did it, and it was just like, oh, I forgot about that. The things that we want are possible, right? And when you create a space that feels comfortable or feels like home, you're going to be more successful. If I showed you my cottage right now, this is a standalone cottage away from my home, my vacation home. It's my she shed. It's
Is
what
your
we
she
call
shed?
it.
Where's
It's,
the she
it's
shed?
yeah, right. It's all pine. It's got windows.
It
It's
looks
got French
cool.
doors. It's got a little. It is really super cool, but I wanted to have my desk out here facing the water, so if I do get stressed out or I think, man, I think I'm losing sight of what I want, then I look out there and I go, oh yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I like the exposed wood there too, the natural open
Yeah,
wood.
it's my
That's nice.
pine.
That looks great. I love it. How
Well,
big is your she shed?
It's a 12 by 12.
Wow.
Doesn't include the deck, yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
had to have a permit, but it doesn't have water. I have to still go next door for that. But for here, yeah, I have a little deck and I can go sit out there and relax and take a couple of deep breaths.
Is that where you you work in the she shed? That's the office. I love that. I
Yep.
love the fact that it's set apart from the house. I think there's something to going to work. There's I work from home in the first half of the day, and then I went to work the second half of the day today, and I felt differently in the two spaces.
Yeah.
The power of a space, I think, is important.
Well, I think any space, whether it be your living space or your bedroom or your bathroom or just sitting anywhere, it has to feel like you. It has to feel like a place. And for here, I wanted to come to work. I wanted to have it separated. I wanted to be able to have a place where I could actually get away from my normal life. Mm-hmm. And it's a cool place.
Let's have some fun here, Holly. You wanna play a game with me, Holly?
I do want to play a game.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna play a little game here, okay? And I'm gonna play a game. It's called Overrated, Underrated. Okay. Do you know
I
how to
love
play the
that.
game? Okay. Do you know how to play the game? All right. It's pretty straightforward with a little twist. Okay. It's like a martini. All right. Overrated, underrated. Basically, I'm gonna give you a topic, and you're gonna tell me if it is either overrated or underrated.
Okay.
And then I will tell you if you're correct. Smart people get the joke. Okay, great. And then I'm going to make a twist on it. I'm going to allow one of our viewers to actually give us a topic because I only have 4 topics today.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a user-generated topic. So if you're out there watching, put a topic in the comments, and I may just ask Holly that topic. Okay. So we're going to give you a few user-generated last topic. First one up, though, the Seattle Seahawks. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
Underrated? I presume you're a fan of the Seattle Seahawks?
I am a Seahawk, a Seattle Seahawk. Heck yeah.
That's right. I guess where you guys are from, you're the 12th man. You're like, hey, I'm on the field. I got the jersey. I'm suited up. Put me in, coach. Okay.
That's it.
You know, y'all are a good franchise. Y'all are a really good franchise. Great fans. You know, you always have a good team, even when you have like Geno Smith or like some weirdo quarterback. You always seem to do well. You know, I think that has to do with the organization, right?
Yeah.
Defense is always really solid. You know, I like the Seahawks. I like them just fine. I got no beef with the Seahawks.
Good. Okay, so I won that one.
Yeah, you get a point for the Seattle Seahawks being underrated. Okay, I try to give you an easy one to start, just prime the pump a little bit. Okay, all right. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know how we're doing. Overrated, underrated, rainy weather.
Overrated.
Overrated. The tiredness in your voice right there.
Come on, just give me some more sunshine, and I'm fine after the summer. But once the winter is over, I'm like, I'm done. It was raining this year.
I heard y'all were like, it was like flooding.
It was terrible.
Is it like at least get like a lot of lush greenery that comes with that?
Yeah, it's okay. So it is beautiful. Yeah, but we didn't get as much snow because it didn't get as cold, so we didn't have the ice pack. So now who knows how we're gonna deal with that? But
because that's what gives you the rain like year round, is the ice melting?
yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I had buckets of rain. It you know, like in the Midwest, how the rain comes down, it's almost like it's covering. It's like torrential, you know, like a hurricane
kind of thing. Okay.
The same thing happened this year. It was really, really bad. It's like, oh man, my dog was like, nope, I'm not going out there.
All right, rainy weather, overrated. I don't know. You know, listen, I just planted some grass seed, okay? And I'm supposed to water this seed. My people probably have heard me talking about this every day for the past week. And I'm supposed to water it like once a day, at least 2-3 times a day is welcome.
It's going to be expensive.
I need some rain. I know I had a $400 water bill last month. That was crazy. But I think water's been underpriced for a long time anyway.
I have a well, so I don't have to pay for water, but I guess if there's not enough ice pack, then I'm kind of in a pinch too.
Yeah, rain. I think rain's crucial. I think we have to embrace the rain, you know? Sing in the rain here. Oh man, this is great. Get in the comments, y'all. Get in the comments. Let us know how we're doing. We're taking suggestions as well for underrated, overrated. Open concept offices, overrated or underrated?
Open concepts. Well, I do like them because they can make them varied, so I think it's underrated.
Yeah, because I feel like the pendulum's been swinging on this, right? It was like, okay, we're going all open, and then everyone's like, well, we can't do open anymore. And now you think this is coming back?
I think it's about a 50-50 chance that it's going to be coming back full on, but I think, you know, having a need for private offices is not as more important as having conference rooms that we can collaborate in.
Yeah.
So having a place for people to go to, that open concept office is, I still think is important. There's some really cool offices out there. Let's say I can't afford to have a private place. Maybe my, I don't have an office and I can't work from home. Having a place that I can go to, if that doesn't, it would be nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it's underrated.
Yeah, I think this really depends on the type of work being done, and to your point, how much collaboration is required, but also how much phone time. Because you were talking about a logistics business, and if you're freight brokering, right, truck side or customer side,
Yeah.
and you're just taking call after call after call, or I always encourage my team to be on the phone a lot, right, or on Zoom calls a lot, and now does that start to get noisy, Of course, I ran call centers also, and everybody in the room's on the phone, and it's pretty open concept. I mean, it's just boom, 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 boom.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, but
it's
you also
overwhelming.
get used to it to some degree, and then you have noise canceling headphones and things of that nature. So some of it's like kind of about culture too, what you're used to. Yeah, I tell you what, we have all offices right now, and I wish I had some more openness to it.
So I would say a hybrid version of that open office.
Yeah. Yeah, more collaboration rooms and maybe
More
less
collaboration,
dedicated
like a little bit
offices.
of office and a little bit of collaboration, a little bit of private. 'Cause I mean, there's conversations that need to be quiet, censored a little bit or
Yeah.
private.
Yeah, and having offices for people that aren't here all the time, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of a waste of space too in some ways. All right, I'm giving you a point. I'm giving you a point for this. I didn't think you were going to get a point for this, but you're getting a point for this. So, well done, well done, well done. Okay, all right. Let's see what we got here. Blackberry bushes, overrated, underrated.
Overrated. I never want to see another blackberry bush in my life. I like blackberries. They just not in my yard. I'm done.
Hey, everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Okay, you want the blackberries, you don't want the bush. Sorry, can't happen. Okay, all right. You got to have one to have the other. Okay. Are they do they have thistles and stuff? Are they thorny?
Oh God! Well, the ones I cleaned up on my hill, the stalk was huge, and I had to actually get not a chainsaw, but a branch cutter in order to do it. And then I had an incident where it got caught into the branch cutter and got caught into my legs, and now it got punctured in there, and I'm thinking, okay, I am not a fan, but I do like a good blackberry.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's the thing. We all love a good blackberry. Do you eat the wild ones out by you?
Yeah, I can because they're not sprayed, and I know that they're the bears like it too. Though that's the other thing I had to clear out.
Oh,
Yeah, they walk
okay.
through the cute little black bears. They do like to walk through.
You get a lot of bears up there?
Not so much lately because I have some dogs around here, but they do walk through the Brennan area. So over down by the river, and then over by my neighbors up in the area.
So the dogs keep the bears away?
Well,
I would think the
these
bears
ones,
would eat the dogs.
I hope not. I don't think
Yeah.
do black bears eat dogs.
I don't know.
My
Put in the
dog, my
comments,
Frenchie,
y'all.
my Frenchie, his name is Roadhouse, and I guard him like a hawk. I'm more worried about the eagles and bears, but he's a
Yeah, the
little
hawks
fatty,
eat-
so it's not like
Chunky, yeah. Nah, I'm gonna get a skinny Frenchie. Yeah.
yeah, no, good luck with that. They love snacks.
This is great. I bet the leaves are medicinal. Janet says. Janet
Oh.
loves. Janet has a Planet Janet apothecary actually, where she might make a blackberry leaf compound for you.
She should provide oh yeah, true.
She's probably getting pissed off at people. That's why she's like, you better start breathing over here.
Well, I wonder if she could make us a recipe book for some of the apothecary and healthy medicinal things for all of us going through life.
Janet, I like that. I think you should reach out to Holly there. All right, we've got I'm going to give you say overrated blackberry bushes? Overrated?
Just because I'm mad at them.
You're mad at blackberry bushes? I get you. That seems healthy. Let's see here. I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point. Listen, I haven't walked in your shoes. I haven't been scathed by the blackberry bush. We've
They're
got
painful.
Yeah, black bears are skittish. I do not believe they eat dogs. Janet
I hope
says.
not. Maybe a grizzly bear, but these are black bears. I think they're more vegetarians.
Okay, I dig it. All right, we got a topic for you. Overrated, underrated, funky eyeglasses. Funky ones.
Fun or funky? Both. I
Both.
think that's what she's. I like them both.
Like,
the more
like
cat-eyed,
colors,
the better.
like a cat. Yeah.
I have multiple of these I can never find. Half the time, 4 pairs are on my head. I've got pink ones, red ones,
4 pairs.
white ones. My sunglasses are the same. I have them in everywhere I can. So I love fun and funky.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Express yourself. Have some fun out there. I love that
Life's
one.
short.
Yeah, good one, Janet. I love that one. You know what, Christopher Barnett, just because, you know what, Chris is out here trolling a little bit. Herman Miller chair is overrated, underrated.
Underrated.
Okay, underrated. All right. Okay.
I'm not gonna. I'm sitting on one right now, and they're the most comfortable. So.
Yeah, awesome. This is fun, Holly. This is great
Oh,
getting to know you, and now I know how to breathe and hug myself and hold myself.
I'll send you a weekly hack that something brings you closer to yourself.
Where can people find your inspirational stuff and your hacks?
So I post some stuff on LinkedIn, but I'm also on Facebook. So just look up Explore Life Hacks with Holly. You'll see me. And I post things. I have 10 episodes of 2 minutes or less already on there.
Nice.
They're ready to go. I also can be found on Instagram. So same idea.
Nice. Go follow Holly Downey out there. Get some life hacks with Holly. And this has been a lot of fun, Holly. Thanks so much for coming on the
I've
show.
enjoyed myself, Ben. I am excited to see you just glow up even more.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, everybody, we got a show tomorrow as well. Same time, same channel. So I'll see you there. We wouldn't be able to do this without your support. So thanks everyone out there who tuned in today. Leave some love in the comments for Holly. And Holly, I will catch you next time.
See ya.
Take
Bye,
care,
everybody.
everybody. Bye.